Hello, humanitarians. This is Ms. DeLu, and this is our lesson for visual presentation. Organize and depict information logically, directions and practice. Unit 3, Human Rights. Let's get started. Okay, let's start with our approaches to learning, or ATL skills. And all of these skills have to do with what skills you will need in order to effectively persuade the UN to fund your organization. So we have already done ATL skill number 1, which is access information. Number 2, we've already done, which is gather and organize to formulate an argument. And we just recently did ATL skill number 3, write persuasively, and now we're on our last one. So highlight this skill on yours. ATL skill number 4, organize and depict information logically. So let's learn a little bit about this next skill. An ATL skill is a skill we want to master. Our Unit 3 ATL skill is organize and depict information logically today. And organize means to arrange in a way that makes sense. Depict means to show. Logically means in a way that makes sense. Okay, down here, why is it important to organize and depict information logically? To keep track of information easily, to remain stress-free when working with complex information, to clearly communicate your ideas with others, and to persuade an audience to agree with your ideas. So as you can see, these last 2 bullet points are really important with our goal of persuading the UN. So now come down to the bottom in the speaker notes, and it says, what does the word depict mean? And you will highlight either A, to make sense, or B, to show. So depict and organize. We're going to start with the font and the content. So here are your directions or guidelines. The font should be at least 24 points. This is the size, what it will look like. Font color should not clash with the background. The font should remain the same throughout the presentation, and the font should be easy to read. Remember, sometimes when you're close up, it's easy for you, but it might not be for the audience. Okay, now the content down below, it has some other directions, or I should say guidelines. Information in bullet points is more effective than paragraphs. Nobody wants to read a long slide that is just one long paragraph. Next, content on the page should be relevant to the title or topic. Try to use your own words when possible, and leave enough room for a visual. More on that on another slide. Now let's go down to the bottom, and you're going to answer this question. What is the smallest sized font you should be using? And highlight the correct answer based on the information on the slide. Okay, so now we're on the practice. So we're going to practice with both the font and the content. The directions for the font say, using the rules on the prior slide, improve the depiction of this sentence. Remember, depiction that's the noun form of depict, which means how that sentence looks. So we're going to look at this. Language and literature is my favorite class. And we're going to improve this so it's a better depiction using the rules on this slide here. Well, I would say the first rule is that this is way too small. So I'm going to remember that this needs to be a size 24. So I want you on your slide to increase that to a size 24. Next, it looks kind of cool to me, but not everyone can read cursive. So I'm also going to make this a type of font that's really easy to read. So I know Times New Roman is always classic. So I'm going to change it to that. And so that's what I want you to do on your slide. I also don't feel like there's enough contrast with this color and the background. So I'm going to go and change that color. I might make it black. That's pretty good. Sometimes if you can even make it bold, it's even better. So I want you to go ahead and change this to a color that will stand out and have a good contrast. And after reviewing the other slide, I know that if I'm going to use Times New Roman on this slide, I'm going to keep it consistent throughout the other slides. Now let's look over here on this side, and it says we're going to look at the content, and using the rules on the prior slide, improve the depiction of this information using bullet points. So I have several sentences down here, and I'm going to add bullet points to them. And I want you to do the same thing. Watch how I do it, and you do the same thing on your slide. Now, the best way to start is you put the cursor here in front of the first sentence, and I'm going to come up to the top bar, and I will see that there's a bullet points here. And I just click that, and you'll see it appears here. Once I do that, every time I hit the return button, a new one will pick up. So I'm going to pick slides must be clear, slides must be easy to read, slides must be titled, and slide information should match the title. I want you to do that on your end. So remember, if it works out for you, try to use bullet points rather than a long paragraph, because again, just visually that makes it easier on your audience. Our next slide says depict and organize title directions. The slide titles should come from the directions in the speaker notes. And remember, the speaker notes are these notes down below. For example, history is a good title for the slide where you write about the history of your organization. Slides should stand out in some way from the information on the slide. Titles should be larger than the information on the slide. Titles should be underlined or bold or in all caps or somehow different. So make the slide titles look different than the information on the slide. You can have a different font other than the information content on the rest of the slide. And titles should be concise and consistent. If you come down here, you can see concise means giving information clearly in only a few words. Try to avoid long sentences. And consistent means done in the same way over time. So for instance, down it says, for example, if you underline a title on one slide, then all of your titles should be underlined on each slide. Okay, so now you're going to practice this with me. And this is going to be, here in highlight it says change the title to something that matches the information below and a size that is bigger than the information font. All right, so this slide is what is the history of your organization, how or why was it founded, and who founded it. So I know that I don't want to write what is the history of my organization at the top. I want to make it concise. So that means I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to write the word history. And that font size is 21, but down below it's 25 or 24. So I'm also going to make that a bigger font. So I'll come back up here and I think I'm going to try 30 because I want it to be bigger. Okay, good. And I could even center it if I want. If you want to center it, you come over here where it says align. You click here and you hit the center one. And then you could have it centered if you think that looks better. So now you can see I have a different, and you should have this also on yours. I've got a different size. I've got a different color and I have it underlined. And so you want to do, you don't have to do it exactly like this, but remember we're going to have it stand out. It's even a different color than what you have down here. And I'm going to make this consistent on my future slides. Depict and organize using visuals. So here are some directions or guidelines. Each slide should have at least one relevant visual. It must fit into the information and tone of presentation. The visuals should be appropriately sized and placed. The visuals should be below the title. The visuals should not distract the audience from the information. and you cannot reuse a visual on a different slide. Now come down below and respond to highlight the correct answer. How many visuals does each slide have to have? Okay, so on this one, you're doing some practice. It says delete the visual that does not belong and then resize and move the others too for placement that makes sense. So I want you to follow on what I do. This has to do with Anne Frank and her family, hid in the secret annex. Otto Frank was the only member of the family to survive. So here's a picture of Anne, here's a picture of Otto, and here's a picture of World War II. So I definitely need to delete this picture, and I want you to do the same thing on your slide. Now I could leave it like this, but that doesn't look very nice. So I'm going to bring this over here and this over here. That might look better, but now that picture of Anne is so small, so I'm going to make that bigger, and you are going to do the same thing on your slide. All right, this is another part of how to depict the slide. Your background should not distract the audience from your information. Do not make the background your visual. The background should not clash with the font. It must be easy to read, and solid colors and bold slide templates as backgrounds work best. So considering all these rules or guidelines, go ahead and respond to the question down below. Which of the backgrounds would be the best option to use? A, B, or C? Depict and organize slide layout directions. The two guidelines here are select a slide layout that best fits your content and consider using a variety of layouts. And here's a little example of different layouts, but just so you know, you come up here to the slide on this toolbar up here, and there's a drop down, and you come down and it says apply layout, and then you pick one of these layouts. Okay, we're going to practice with this, and so you're going to do each step as I do it. I'm going to ask you to change the layout from how it is here. So you go to slides or slide, go to apply layout, and come down where it says, this is my favorite one, title and 2 columns. Once you've done that, I want you to add the information from slide 9. So I'm going to copy this content here and paste it here. And I kind of like the way that looks here, and I might even add another space. And then I'm going to come back and copy the pictures. So now I've copied the content here and the pictures here, and when I put this in present mode, I feel like this might be a better, more engaging way to present this particular slide. And again, you're going to do this on your slide. Here's our last slide. It says next step, summative presentation. Use all of the directions from this slideshow in your human rights presentation summative next week. Remember that there's no mastery check for this ATL, and good luck.